up close, because they see me up close, they know I mean exactly every single word I say, and I'm not full of shit just like Mike Johnson is, and I'm actually going to follow through with actions instead of lie to people on television and in press conferences and out on the campaign trail.
Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene is not backing down from efforts to end Mike Johnson's speakership.
I pretty much have the best view of how the base feels and what Republican voters want. It's not about whether you like President Trump or not. The Republican Party, Republican voters are supporting his policies, yet Mike Johnson's leadership has been completely opposite.
What's up, everybody? Major retired Richard Ojeda here, and in the political circus on Capitol Hill, where power plays and alliances shape the landscape, Marjorie Taylor Greene emerges as a carnival attraction.
Mike Johnson does not have the support of the conference. The letter that I sent has been well received, and it was basically speaking the quiet part out loud. How he handles the FISA process and how he handles funding Ukraine is going to tell our entire conference how to handle the motion to vacate.
Like a three-toed sloth navigating a jungle of shifting allegiances, Greene's latest move to oust Speaker Mike Johnson from his position adds another twist to the daytime saga of GOP politics.
Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene's crusade against House Speaker Mike Johnson, facing some pretty intense backlash from House Republicans. In her strongest threat yet against Johnson, Greene sent a letter to her Republican colleagues Tuesday, making a direct pitch for Johnson's removal. But several GOP lawmakers say they're frustrated with the chaos Greene is stoking and that they're not on her side.
It's an impossible job. The Lord Jesus himself could not manage this conference. Or this kind, you just can't do it.
I think Mike Johnson is a great human. He doesn't lie like the last guy.
I think people don't like dysfunction, so that's not good for our side. And with a one-seat majority, it doesn't only take a couple people to create dysfunction.
Despite being shunned by her own colleagues for her shenanigans, Greene's stance paints a vivid portrait of the tangled web of ambition and discord within the Republican Party. Marge wasted no time in launching her usual verbal assaults, this one aimed directly at Speaker Mike Johnson. House Speaker Mike Johnson finally clapped back at Greene's backwoods theatrics after she threatened to oust him publicly. During a House press conference, Johnson fielded questions about Greene's latest antics regarding Ukraine funding.
With regard to Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's a colleague. I've always considered her a friend. Marjorie and I don't disagree, I don't think, on any matter of philosophy. We're both conservatives, but we do disagree sometimes on strategy. Marjorie is frustrated by the last appropriations package, the spending bills, and you know what? So am I. That wouldn't be helpful, and nor does a motion to vacate help us in that regard either. It would be chaos in the House. So Marjorie and I are going to visit later today and look forward to the conversation. And I'm not going to discuss it anymore. I'm going to discuss it with y'all. I'll discuss it with her.
It was a rare moment of direct confrontation as Johnson addressed Greene's veiled threats head on, exposing the absurdity of her accusations and causing chaos in the House of Representatives. But let's not forget the irony of the situation. Both Johnson and Greene are cut from the same cloth, serving as mouthpieces for none other than Donald Trump himself.
I mean, it's easy to look at Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's this incredibly unlikable person with that awful voice, and think she just sort of is one of these freak shows that runs through Congress. But she could change history, because if the United States does not vote to support Ukraine, it is going to change history. This is big, historic, hinge in history stuff, and it's being left to the smallest of people. And really the question I would ask Mike Johnson is, let's say you are a Christian, take you at your word. How do you go to bed every night knowing that your weakness that night will kill innocent Ukrainian women and children and men sleeping in their beds? How do you live with that?
Their allegiance to the former president is as transparent as it is laughable. These two political gestures may play different roles, but make no mistake, they dance to the same tune of the Orange Jackaloon. His remarks, however, reeked of feigned concern and political maneuvering. By claiming to seek consensus while subtly distancing himself from Marge the Trainwreck Greene's antics, Johnson's attempted to maintain a facade of unity within the Republican Party. Meanwhile, Marge the Trainwreck Greene seized the opportunity to capitalize on Johnson's perceived cooperation with Democrats.
What would it mean for Speaker Johnson if Democrats were to step in and save him if you offered your motion?
Well, I think it would prove me absolutely right that he's the Democrat Speaker of the House, not the Republicans elected Speaker.
In her relentless pursuit of attention, Greene resorted to her usual playbook of outrageous stunts and baseless accusations. Unable to legislate effectively, she clung to the spotlight like a desperate con artist, even stooping to fundraising off her own scheme to oust Johnson. In the circus of American politics, Greene's antics served as a glaring reminder of the lengths some will go to grasp at relevance, even if it means sacrificing integrity and causing chaos along the way. And that is an absolute fact. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.